Lord have mercy. Where do I even begin with this woman when it's all said and done? Because, you know, if you notice, the only time I've talked about Sunny in recent weeks, when she unfortunately took the life of that 75-year-old man out there in Florida, I talked about that. You know, and some people, you'd be surprised. It might be shocking to hear this, but there are actually some people that are trying to defend her. There are actually people that are giving their condolences and their sympathy to her, right? The way that they are playing up to her, and some mean well, because you have those that honestly, yo, man, she's got this terrible disease and it's just so unfortunate. And they're trying to really do their best to give her support. But then you just have those that, as far as self-accountability goes, that's something that we've been talking about here on this show for many, many years now. When it comes to self-accountability, just as you are responsible for your actions, the minute that you walk out of the door, I am too responsible for my actions the minute I walk out of my home. And we see so many people that have basically been, you know, not giving Sunny the truth right between the eyes. And, you know, you need to take account, you know, if anything, they have been endorsing her behavior. They have basically just continued to inadvertently egg her on without really realizing it and everything. So over the weekend, and I don't know why she decided to put this information out there, but over the weekend, she had responded to a Twitter user who had asked her, hey, yo, how fast were you driving when you slammed your vehicle into that poor old man and killed him at that traffic light? What the hell were you on your way to anyway? What was going on? Was there a type of a fire? You know, were you drunk? Were you high? Were you about to get high or drunk? What the hell was going on there? And Sunny comes right back, replies to it, and her exact reply, and I quote, about 10 since I was slowing down to a light. But he had a heart attack. Nothing to do with my seizure. So she's now claiming that she had a seizure and that it was the seizure that pretty much fucked her up while she was behind the wheel. And that is why that old man is no longer alive. Because of her seizure, and because, no, she wasn't driving fast at all. She was driving 10 miles per hour. Now, first of all, if I was her attorney, okay, I ain't no Perry Mason. I don't play a lawyer on TV. But I, like probably many of you guys out there, we've seen our respective fair shares of Law and Order, Perry Masons, Matlock, all that other shit, okay? I can't help, and so many people that have been commenting on this, there's one alarming thing or two that they all are missing when they're talking about this piece of news that's been circulating since the weekend. Now, some people, I will give some credit. Some people have connected the dots and they've pretty much called her on this bullshit, okay? But if I was her attorney, I'd be on the phone with her right now. Fuck a phone. I'd be doing a Zoom or a Google Hangout conference with her as soon as I saw that shit. And I would say, Tammy, what the hell are you doing? What the fuck are you thinking? Are you stupid? You are severely damaging our case by opening your mouth. I don't give a fuck if it's social media. You don't issue any type of a statement to anybody without first running it by me. That's how it needs to go down. And if you can't abide by those rules, then you need to ditch me as your lawyer right now, because I'm not going to continue to do business with you if you're just going to be going against my ideas, if you're going to be going against how we need to play this. If you're not going to go by my rules, get yourself another attorney. You can't be putting statements out out there like you did just now is very damaging. Bad enough that you rewind it back to when the accident in question went down, okay? Which was in late March. And she has yet, find it for me. I challenge anybody that is listening to this live or will be checking this out on demand and on the downloads. My challenge to you, find me in black and white or a video clip where she comes on and she apologizes for the accident that had happened. I have not seen the usual suspects of wrestling websites reported because they have pretty much been on top of this. Okay. So for me, as it stands right now, that footage or that statement, it does not exist. She has yet to put out a statement saying, hey guys, I'm sure by now, many of you all are aware that there was a terrible accident that I was involved in out in Florida some weeks back. It resulted in the life of blah, 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 blah. It's very unfortunate that someone lost their life, and my heart goes out to that family, right? Just even if you're faking it, just to put out some type of a statement acknowledging that you were in fact in an accident, that in fact someone did lose their life and everything. The fact that she has not put that statement, that type of statement out there, but instead, once she gets out of the hospital, and I just think that is so fucked up that, you know, all those fucking almost 20 times, right? Almost 20 times arrested and almost in the double digits, if not in the double digits for those DUIs, those DUI charges. And you get out after someone is dead, you get out. You don't have the common courtesy to just put out some type of a statement. This really comes off very cold, very just cold-hearted, man. Some cold-hearted shit. And you're just posting about your OnlyFans content. And shout out to those that blasted her ass about this. You know, I read some comments every time she was putting something out there on OnlyFans, right? Most people understood, though. They understood, what she's trying to do right here, she's trying to get that money ready for her freaking legal fees. That's what's going on. She's trying to get the money together for her legal fees. But even that, just the fact that, man, ever since this accident occurred, no statement has been put out there about, going to the family or, whatever. Even if it's a case where, I was in this accident and it's unfortunate that this person had lost their life, but I will have my day in court and the evidence will show that I actually was not, fully responsible for taking this person's life, contrary to some of the reports that's out there, no matter how you want to spin it. But if you're gonna, okay, you understand what I'm saying? And the fact that she didn't even do that, this just has me looking at her, and as far as her character, everything that's just been adding up so far, it is very damaging. And let me tell you something. I unfortunately have been in a car accident. My wife, unfortunately, has been involved in not one car accident, but two. My mother-in-law has been involved in a car accident. My father-in-law has been involved in a car accident. Two of my best friends have been involved in a car accident. Now, why am I mentioning this to you guys? Because when you combine all of our car accidents together, for some of us, we were driving at 10 miles per hour. For some of us, we were going at about 5 miles per hour. Others were going at about 25 miles per hour. Some were going at about 40 miles per hour. All said and done, we didn't abuse the speed limit whatsoever. I'm just giving you guys the variations of speed that some of us were driving. And we got involved in an accident. We got involved in some form of an accident. And to those that maybe do not drive right now, you got to understand, and they teach you this when you're taking a DMV class. The faster that you go, heaven forbid you get involved in an accident, but the faster that you're going behind that wheel, the deadlier the impact can be, the deadlier the consequences can be when you're adding more speed and you really don't have the skill down. So if you are, on a fucking, Jesus, I'll just say a highway, for example, maybe the highway speed limit is, let's just say 55 and you're going 75. And you are just acting like fucking Speed Racer and you're not even turning on your signal light and you are just cutting in front of one car, speeding up, getting in front of another car. When you're adding that level of speed into the equation, the room for error, so you can try to adjust and, okay, you are playing roulette. You are playing some serious fucking roulette when you're behind the wheel, because what you are driving is essentially a living weapon, right? When you put that amount of speed into it and that force, right? I mean, you are inside this machine, right? A lot of us really take this for granted. Me and my wife were coming home from work because she had just picked me up from over the weekend. And we were on the freeway. And she was asking me how my day went and everything. And we saw this Tesla car. We were on the freeway. We're keeping up with traffic. We are probably going about 70 miles an hour. This Tesla just came out of fucking nowhere. I bullshit you not. If she was awake right now, I'd call her on the phone and we would just go wrestling with the topics real quick on this story. This Tesla, so just imagine if we're already going about 75 and this Tesla this Tesla had to have been going at least damn near close to 100. No turn signal on or anything. And this motherfucker was just bump, 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 right? It looked like a fucking pinball machine, except he wasn't hitting the cars. The way he was just that little tiny bit of gap that was between one car and another, and how that motherfucker was just able to slide in there and just do it like that. I told her, I said, hon, I am nervous as fuck right now, because she was behind the wheel. I said, I am nervous as fuck right now. Take the next exit. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, take the next exit. It's like, I don't want to be nowhere near this motherfucker when he gets ready to do whatever stupid shit he's getting ready to do, because at the rate this dude is going, I would not be surprised if we turn on the news later tonight and that motherfucker, right, he took his life, or right, some crazy shit like that. Okay. And luckily our exit was actually about to happen, but we watched him just, it was crazy. Okay. So for Tammy Sytch to say, oh, well, I had a seizure and yeah, actually I was going 10 miles per hour. Now, witnesses with a plural, your favorite sites, even TMZ, everybody's been saying witnesses, plural. We got an S at the end of that. Witnesses have already jumped out there and said she was going at a rather alarming rate. And for the police officers that were there at the scene and they were taking the pictures, I mean, here's the thing. Anybody that's been involved in a car accident, y'all know this. As soon as you get involved in a car accident, one of the first things that you're going to do, if you're able to do so, you're physically able to do so, You're going to get out of your vehicle. You are going to question the person that you got in that wreck with, that automobile accident with. You're going to make sure that you all are okay, right? Necessary parties involved in the car accident. You're going to make sure that you all are okay. If someone physically is not okay, you just stay right there. You stay where you are. Okay. Don't smell any gas. I'm not seeing any leak, right? You're checking all of that, making sure, right? Once you're able to establish all that, if you happen to have a person that unfortunately is not able to move, you pretty much, all right, stay right there. We got help that's coming, right? But after you've established, okay, you okay? All right. Okay. Next thing that's supposed to happen, you assess the damages. You're looking at your vehicle. You're looking at their vehicle. You're busting out your phone or whatever. You're taking pictures of the damages. Hey, you got your insurance? Y'all are trading off on the information. Y'all are trading off on the information. Okay? And depending on how bad that vehicle is, you may actually have to get a tow truck involved. Okay? You may actually, now what I can't remember, because it's been a while, what I can't remember is usually police will arrive at the scene, but I'm going back to what I remember from my department motor vehicle classes. And I believe they say, even if, nobody's been injured, a life wasn't taken, to cover your ass, still you call the police, non-emergency. You have them come out, right? You still do that, right? Right. Now, sometimes that's the rule of thumb. You're supposed to do that. But sometimes if you can work it out with the other driver, like, oh, yeah, I'm good, man. Just a little dent. I'm good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just give me your number. Okay. All right. Bet. All right. Peace. Right. But if it's to the magnitude of what went down with Tammy Sytch, no. You got to get the police involved in all that. You have to. Okay. So we got witnesses with a plural for, oh, no. She was going at an alarming speed. Okay. So when the police are now in the picture, they have probably taken their own, most likely, they've taken their own respected pictures. Those involved witnesses probably have pictures as well. So my point, it's going to come out in court. And look, you're going to be able to look at those pictures and you're going to be able to go, yeah, remember what I said earlier? How, hey, this person was driving this miles per hour. This family member was driving. I was driving, this person, right? Remember when I said that earlier? You're going to be able to look at those pictures and you're going to know, oh, no. 10 miles an hour? Now, by the looks of this, you definitely were going a lot faster than 10 miles per hour. Now, let's bust another little myth that's out there and everything. I saw this one and I want to educate fans real quick here. I want to educate the people here. Some people brought up the fact of, okay, well, if she has seizures, some form of epilepsy, why is she behind the wheel? She should be banned from driving. People with epilepsy or having some type of seizure, they shouldn't be behind the wheel. I hate to burst that bubble, and this may upset some people and everything, but I did my research on this. Get this. About 700,000 Americans are able to operate a motored vehicle and they have some form of a seizure. Okay, so in the majority of the states across the U.S., pretty much for the most part all across the board, if you have some form of a seizure, epilepsy, you're still allowed to drive. You're not denied that opportunity. Where things start to get a little bit tricky, okay, you can't just walk into a DMV, fill out everything, and then, oh, by the way, I have a seizure, but yeah, let me go on ahead and, I have seizures but yeah, go ahead. Let me take the test. Let me take the written test so then I can, go get my learners and no. depending on the state, severe, there's a whole lot of variables. But one thing that is very consistent, the DMV will say, okay, well, first off, we need to hear from your doctor. We need an official doctor's note, or we need for your doctor, your primary healthcare provider, to call the DMV and, let us know exactly, what's going on. They want the official documentation and all of that. Now, they're not trying to deny, if you're a person with seizures, epilepsy, they're not trying to deny you the right to drive a motored vehicle. They just want to make sure that, no different than, okay, your eyesight is poor. Looks like you wear eyeglasses. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. You can't be behind a vehicle, depending on how bad your vision is. All right. You can't be behind a vehicle unless you have your prescription glasses, right? Okay. If you want to drive, you gotta go do this test. You gotta do this eye doctor test. You gotta go bring this, right? And then, right. And they'll have a little, for some of you that don't know, they'll have, some additional information on that little driver's license that lets the officers or anybody else know, hey, this person, they should be wearing prescription glasses operating behind this vehicle. So if you are a person that has seizures and all that, that information is going to be on that driver's license as well. So all the states, though, they allow people with epilepsy to drive. Each state has its own regulations, and it varies. It varies when it's all said and done. So basically, you would have to visit your respected DMV's website to see, how they're operating and everything. But if a person with epilepsy wishes to drive for the first time, they got to fill out an application for a license. And then potentially there's like a special form that maybe they have to fill out. And then when someone who already holds a driver's license is diagnosed with epilepsy, that person must notify the DMV. Now, why am I bringing all this up? Again, hopefully you've been staying with me so far. She's claiming that she had a seizure. This is not the first time that Tammy Sytch has claimed that, seizure. Yeah, she did this bullshit before. Some years back. I can't remember exactly what year it was. She claimed that she had a seizure, and then she ended up switching it up and she just dropped that whole claim altogether. And yeah, so this isn't the first time, boys and girls, that she's gone to the well talking about a seizure and all that fucking bullshit. So if she's going to try to claim this again, just thinking about the track record that's already out there from a few years before, right? I mean, all of this, it's very damaging. It's very damaging because, see, then the question is going to become, okay, is she officially diagnosed with some form of epilepsy? Because if so, right, I mean, let's not also forget, she has no business operating a motored vehicle. Despite all the shit that had went down with her, what was it? Mostly all of her accidents was in PA, correct? Whatever state it was, city, state it was, where she was having the majority of her automobile accidents. See, here's the thing. When it comes to another state, sadly, it's not a situation where, well, no, according to this state, this is what's going on over here. So yeah, your ass is denied. You're not gonna, that's not how it works, sadly, from state to state. Okay. Now the lawyers for for a prosecution, I would imagine they're going to try to string everything that's been happening in PA and all of that. They're going to try to show a pattern here. They're going to try to show a pattern history here where she just continues to be reckless and all that behind the wheel. And I'm very curious to see if that's going to be allowed in court. I would not be surprised if the defense tries to say, hey, this honestly has nothing to do with, they're going to try. This has nothing to do with, but according to the prosecution, they're going to say, no, on the contrary, it actually does, because we're showing a repeated history here that Sytch has, right? But when it's all said and done in Florida, in a particular case of Florida, hypothetically speaking, even if it was a case where, well, she didn't have any, motor vehicle problems in Florida. Okay, granted, but she did not, for all intents and purposes, ever obtain a driver's license in the state of Florida. So she had no business operating a motored vehicle. Okay, so she's dead to rights on the spot right there. And then the fact that it resulted in an automobile accident and it took the life of an individual. And then add into a fact, she is definitely going to be doing some time without a doubt. The sad part is it's not going to be a case where it's going to be life in prison. I think at most it's probably going to be somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if she got 6 to 10 years. Maybe she might be up for parole after serving about 4 years. That's my best estimate right now. That is my best estimate right now. But she needs to shut the fuck up. She needs to shut the fuck up and just seriously, whoever her attorney is, just tell her, shut the fuck up. Don't say anything else. Don't even post shit on social media. I don't give a fuck if you're trying to tell people that you just gave one bomb ass blowjob and you got the most messy facial as a result. Don't post shit on social media. Zip it. Just nothing. That's the best advice right now, because every time she opens her mouth, it just gets more damaging. But some food to think about, some serious food to think about. So